Hey, this is Drew by Faith Golf. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Christian dating. Not too much going into it, but yeah, let's get into it. When we talk about Christian dating, I'm not going to be talking about right versus wrong, but just like how to know who to go after and kind of some like little signs of like who you want, who you don't want. For that, I have two easy little steps to follow. Number one is the finger rule, and then the 3 F's. So again, this is gonna be a very short video, but let's just get right into it. And all these are somewhat biblical, mostly biblical, but yeah. All right. So the 5-finger rule is, number one is your pointer finger. You are pointing, right? And it's the direction you're going. So when you are looking for a partner, you should be finding someone who is going the same direction as you, you know? So like for me, right, I want to be a pastor when I grow up. So I shouldn't be dating someone who is who's not into the faith and maybe making bad choices, like drugs comes to mind first, because that's a bad choice or whatever. But I mean, that goes for, I think, all people, is that you should find someone who's going the same path as you. Like, I think it's been said in ways that we're all running a race towards Christ, and as men or as women, we look over and we see someone else running that race, and we're like, hey, how about we just run together, and that's dating. So we should be both running and going the same direction, and I think that's the number one. First and foremost is the faith. Have the same faith, let's go, have the same direction, have the same goals and things we want to do in life. All right, number 2 is the middle finger, right? It can be very expressive in ways, but no, like when you're picking out your partner, they should be able to communicate with them and be expressive, Like, they shouldn't just be, oh, we go stand 5 feet apart, super shy, can't talk to each other because it's so awkward. No. How's that ever going to be productive in any way? That's just, it's kind of boring, and it's not how a loving relationship should be. But that's kind of it's an easy one. Quick, just be expressive. Like, your partner should be able to communicate with you and be funny, be happy. Number 3 is the ring finger, and as we all know, that's where you put on the ring. It's supposed to show like that's a bond, that's a covenant, and like, especially for people who are young, dating shouldn't be such a serious thing. I think that's like such a problem. Is like when people break up, they act like it's a divorce. It really shouldn't be, because it should be something for fun, at least around, I think, the younger age. When you get older, it can be different, but no, it should be something like serious, like, hey, like, it's just me and you, it's not me, you, a guy friend, me, you, a girlfriend, it's me and you. So like, we're gonna make this work. Like, we're gonna trust each other. We're gonna have this like very like a deep relationship with each other. But now, it doesn't have to be serious. No, but like, there still should be there's like a promise there, like it's a commitment, Again, I think that's kind of like simple, and the person that you're with should be holding the same ideas with you, because I don't think it's loving to do anything else. Number 4 is the pinky finger. It is the last and least amongst them all. We will get to the thumb, but like in order, it's thumb, but pinky finger is the last, and it's attraction. And yes, like, while attraction is important in ways, but it's the last thing. Like, when you see someone, you should go in after their heart and their love, and you should love their heart and get to know them for their personality, but it'd be unloving if every day you look at your partner and you're like, I think you're ugly. That's not loving in any way towards them, towards you. That's not fair. So, is it the last thing? Yes. Is it still there? Yes, because in the end, you should have some attraction, and you should find your partner like attractive. That's just the most loving thing you can. It's loving towards them, and you don't want to be unloving, because that's not kind, that's not fair, that's not God glorifying. Number 5 is the thumb, because thumb is support, and we should be made whole in who Jesus Christ is, and like He's made us whole in who we are, and that is where we find our identity. You know, like when someone describes you, it shouldn't be all your other stuff. It'd be like, hey, that's a Christ follower. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And does that not always work? Yes, that fails because we are sinners, you know, and people always look at us differently. But, you know, as we identify ourselves, it should be who Jesus Christ is. And it is Jesus Christ. But no, in the end, thumb, like, it's kind of hard to live life without a thumb. People have done it. But, I think that it just shows, like, sometimes it's hard to live life without a significant partner, but people have done it. And there's a lot of blessingness in being single. That's also biblical. But in the end, thumb supports you. So your significant other shouldn't make you whole, shouldn't complete you, because Jesus Christ already did that, but they should support you in all that you do. You know, and I think Paul lays out marriage in the most beautiful way. And to me, dating and all that is just the preparation for marriage. And so I think that's like preparation. I think practice, you know, does that have to be serious? No, but still practice. And so it says that men have the obligation to give up everything for their wives as Jesus did for the church. You know, so as men, I think we're supposed to lay down our lives. And does that always mean physical? No, I think that sometimes that means giving up what we want so our wives, our girlfriends, or whatever can have everything that they want or need. You know. And then women are supposed to submit to their husbands. Does that mean that a husband can just go yell at her and be like, hey, go make me a sandwich? No, that's kind of silly, depending on who you ask. But what it means is that's respect, you know. And as the church, we try to follow Jesus, and we listen to what He says, and we're like, hey, we're gonna respect you because you know we know that you can lead us to better. I think that's the same thing as women are supposed to be like, hey, I respect my other, and I know he's going to lead me to where I need to go, and his job and his role is to support me and make sure that I'm good where I need to be, so I'm going to follow him and respect him and love him in that. But again, most importantly is, like, guys, we're supposed to lay down our lives, give everything for our other, because that's what we're called to as men. So no, that's the 5 finger, and then there's the 3 F's. This is something I learned when I was younger, and I really like it. It's faith, fun, fine. So faith is they're supposed to be very faithful. As a Christian, you don't want to be dating someone who's not of the faith, as I said before, and that is number 1. It is always number 1. It's the whole equally yoked. Christ calls us to be with people who are equally yoked. Just be of the faith, you know, be dating people of the faith. It's not your job to try to, it's not like, you don't want to be dating someone that turns into a project. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to date you and hopefully turn into a Christian one day. No. Dating isn't a project. It's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to find someone of the faith so you guys can grow together in that and walk alongside each other in that. Number 2 is fun. The second F is fun, because if your person isn't fun, like, at least by your standards, why would you want to hang out with a person who's not fun and mean and doesn't want to do anything? You know, you want someone who's interactive with you. Number 3 is fine. Fine. That was so bad. But no, it's the last one, and it's unloving to not look at your partner in an attractive way and be like, hey, I'm attracted to you because I think you're pretty, or I think you're cute, or I think you're handsome. If you're a girl, that's what you say. I wouldn't. But no, it's still there. It's not the most important, but it's still there, and it's God loving. So, I think that's really it. I think the biggest thing when it comes to all this is being discerning and being prayer, and like just do the most God glorifying thing you can. Because if you know that your intentions are godly, and you're trying to do godly, and you're praying things, and you're praying over it, and you're really trying to discern, then you're going to be taken care of, and things are going to go, though not maybe the way you want it, but the way that they should be, the way that's going to benefit you the most in life. So I think patience, discernment, and prayer is the biggest thing when you're looking into your partner. Alright, hope you guys liked the video. Like I said, short, but no, I think that was important. I was explaining those things to some people throughout the past week, and they said I should make a video on it. So I was like, okay, I got no other ideas. I'm gonna come back with a systematic theology video next week, where we're gonna be diving into a certain topic and looking at the topic in its entirety across the Bible. I've already had a couple systematic theology videos, but make another one. Hope that comes out soon. So hope you guys have a good week. I haven't posted in a while because it got busy, but I'm back and I'm gonna try to make many videos as I can. See ya.